Alright guys, so we are stuck here in sunny Florida. It's supposed to be sunny, but it ain't. It's dark and dreary. So I'm going to do a quick video for you guys on fuel planning and route planning. Fuel planning is pretty easy. With Trans Am we use a method called Fuel Solution. Well, it's some computer program that Trans Am has, and it tells us where the cheapest fuel is. The easiest thing to do, actually, well, I was looking for my phone. Well, there it is. The easiest thing to do, I would say pick a company you want to get fuel with for the most part. Whether it be Love's, Pilot Flying J. Pilot Flying J have usually a little bit cheaper, but Love's has a lot better rewards program. But pick whoever you want to use. And on the phone, I keep looking for the phone. On the phone, you can get I know Love's has it. I'm sure Pilot Flying J does it too on the app. It'll show you all the Loves in that area and the cheapest fuel price. I'm sure there's other apps and ways you can look online to see who has the cheapest fuel. But definitely, you probably want to find the cheapest fuel within a 30-mile radius. So you know, once your red light comes on. I don't recommend getting that far, but you know, by the time your red light comes on, you can get there. You also have to take into consideration state taxes. Florida fuel is a lot more expensive than it is in, we'll say, Kentucky or even Georgia. Basically, if you're a smoker, if you're a dipper, and you've traveled before, when you know those tobacco taxes, how like a can of dip down here is $6, but in Kentucky it's like $3. It's the same thing, same amount of taxes pretty much. So you know, you can almost, I usually use that as just a reference point. So like, you know, I don't remember how much I paid for fuel, but I know that Kentucky tobacco is a lot cheaper. So that's what I do. So definitely use that. So you know, you can almost say, okay, I know I have to go, I'm in Georgia and I have 200 miles until I get to Kentucky. I know fuel is cheaper in Kentucky, so I'm only going to put in enough until I know I can be in Kentucky and get fuel. That's the easiest way to do it. That's the best way to do it. And like I say, usually use Love's. Just go online and compare your fuel prices. Map or trip planning. Get an atlas. My dad bought me this yesterday as a Christmas present because I had a really small one from 2015. If your GPS goes down, you will need a road atlas. Thing about driving with the semi is you always have to be very careful. GPSs fail at this, and atlases fail at this. We only have certain routes that we can go, and it's very important to stick to those routes. That GPS, the Trek unit, the very first day I was on the road by myself, it sent me around a roundabout in the middle of Olathe, Kansas that I could not fit through, and as I got around, almost knocking into a fountain, I saw no truck sign. Luckily, there were no cops, because otherwise I would have a major ticket, and I can't afford a major ticket. So, you know, I mean, obviously, but you know, it's just, you gotta use common sense in that, but, and remember, because I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Because the fastest way isn't always the shortest distance, but we want the fastest route and the shortest distance that we can go. So like, let's just take, for instance, right here, we'll look, we'll do Florida because I know Florida really well. Okay, so up here in Jacksonville, let's see if you can see. No, not really. All right, in Florida, we have Jacksonville. We have Jacksonville up here, and say we want to get to Jacksonville to Lake City. Well, naturally, all we're going to do is take I-10 straight out. But if we want to get from Jacksonville to Alachua, we can go down here at a diagonal, which would definitely be faster. But the problem is, in all those small towns, we are going to have bridges. We don't know if those bridges are going to be tall enough or not. We don't know if there's going to be some roundabouts. Roundabouts are the biggest killer of trucks. So your best bet, you know, in my opinion, would be take 10 down 75 and go south on 75. But you know, I mean, usually I know the Rand McNally GPSs are the best at you know, recognizing if there's a bridge too low or there's like a roundabout that you won't be able to fit through, and avoiding those. But none of them are foolproof. That's the issue. So if you have to, you know, pick a route that's going to be your fastest route that you can get there safely, because nothing's going to suck worse than you going down a road and have to slam on your brakes and you end up 2 feet from the bridge. Then you have to back up and turn around, go all the way back and try to find another way. I've had to remember when I was in Oklahoma and had to slam on the brakes and go the other way. It's not pretty and it's not fun, especially as big as we are. So I mean, that's basically it for route planning. You just be smart about it. And if you're ever driving somewhere and you're worried that you may hit something, you know, bridges just start getting lower and lower, then as soon as you can find a spot, truck stop, something like that, stop. If you have to pull over on the side of the road, stop and check. You can always, especially some places like New York City, you know, they'd be more upset if you did. But if you have to, call the police and say, hey, this is where I'm at. You know, if you can't find any truckers or anything, and ask, are the bridges gonna be clear? You know, am I gonna have enough clearance to get where I need to go, you know, to I-75? Like, am I gonna be able to do that? And they'll be able to tell you if you can or not. So, or even call your company. Your company may know, but you know, it's just, you just have to be smart and safe about it. Fuel saving tips: don't hit the gas as hard as you can in an automatic. In a manual, you know, just don't be pushing that clutch as hard as you can. Try to stay off the clutch as much as possible. Don't ride the clutch. I was horrible about riding the clutch, and I just sit on that clutch the whole time, just and when I didn't need it, my foot was still pushing on it, just barely. Don't ride the clutch. That can also damage a lot more, but nonetheless, yeah, just the problem with the semi is you have wind that makes this thing into a sailboat, just pushing you everywhere. You got momentum. If you hit the brakes on the interstate, it's going to take a lot of fuel to get you back up to speed. And by the way, 7 to 8 seconds. Remember, 7 to 8 seconds. When you're on the interstate, you want 7 to 8 seconds between you and the car or truck in front of you. You don't want any less than that. That's the minimum you're going to need to stop at 55, 60 miles an hour. So, thank you guys so much. I'm working on a GoFundMe account right now to help this community. Not GoFundMe, Indiegogo. I'll release more details tonight. I'll post another video about it. So if you want to help out, you can. And I would greatly appreciate any help you can give to get this community going. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. We're up to 42 subscribers now, which is awesome. Thank you guys who just started. Welcome to the community. I'm glad to have you here. If you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to just leave them. I'll answer at 2 in the morning. Doesn't matter to me. You guys are my lifeline. You guys are my support group. I hope I become your support group. And I just want everyone to be a close-knit community as this thing grows. So thank you guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Have a great night.